Hello, everyone. Welcome in.
Evening and happy Sunday, Chef. Happy 5 months. Cheers to Spam Week.
Thank you, Will Poker. So we're definitely going comfort tonight. Going to be making Spam candy bars, which, let's throw the dinner command out there. The Spam candy bars are going to be essentially planks of Spam that I'm going to sear, get a nice, see if I can get some nice color on them. And then I'm going to wrap them in chocolate. And I'm going to candy, I've got about a handful of pecans. And I'm going to candy those, put those on top. And then Spam mac and cheese. Except I'm not using macaroni. Still pasta. It just doesn't, like, pasta and cheese just doesn't hit the same way that mac and cheese does, even though it's just a shape of pasta. Hey, Cosmic. Welcome, welcome. Oh, hey. Might help if I had the scale on when... I've treated the scale rather lightly, and it's looking pretty battle-scarred already. I don't know about this. I forget when I got the scale, but it can't be. It has to be less than 2 years ago, and like the label's wearing off. The stainless has got scratches in it. I haven't tried making stuffed fritters before, so I'm interested by these Spam fritters. Which are on the plans for Tuesday, not for tonight, unfortunately. I had a great morning, afternoon, day, what have you. Hopefully everyone else out there is having a great day. Spam melt in the fritters sounds sort of like a band name almost. I think my whip is dying on me. It's only turning on some of the time there. It seemed to work pretty well on camera, but as soon as I took it over here to the sink, it didn't want to start. Cheers, everyone. Welcome in. Okay, what do we start with tonight? I think I'm gonna get... let's do our bechamel first. And I have a pan right over here. Nice and handy. Only slightly buried. Flame underneath that, lovely. Nice even flat bottom pan there, you can see. Obviously not warped, dented in any way. It hasn't melted under the heat of my much stronger commercial burners in my trailer. I went and threw oil in there. I didn't want oil in there. I don't know what I'm doing with that. We'll save it though. Then we don't want the oil dripping on the outside, which it is right now. Okay. Now back to butter. This is what I was supposed to start with here. Want that to melt down just a little bit more before you add the flour. I bought you just for this. And then I'm going to add a little bit of water in with that milk, or rather with that half and half. And about a cup of water in there with our pint of half and half. And our roughly 4 tablespoon roux, or 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of flour. I don't care about black flecks and, well, actually I want to use up my white pepper. I've had this white pepper forever. I want to use it up. So I'll use white pepper, but I normally use my ground pepper. In the other traditional French style bechamel, we'd be adding nutmeg here, but I rarely do that because nutmeg and cheddar, I don't think of them as the best of friends. I don't know. What does Chad think? I don't think of them as being paired that often. On the other hand, which is untraditional, I'm going to add some onion and garlic powder. And Italian herb mix, which, let's see what we got here. Basil, oregano, marjoram, sage. About a teaspoon of dried mustard. Anything else that I want to throw in there, I could throw in. Well, we can do a small. And we're not trying to add any heat here. We're doing that instead of lemon juice or instead of some sort of acid, a little bit of cayenne. And I am going to switch to a whisk here. By the way, I poured that little bit of oil that came out into the pan into the sunflower oil that is next to empty. So the new clean one is still clean. Which, don't ask me why I opened the new one before the old one was finished. Just let it be. it would drive me nuts in kitchens. Like, I'm thinking back to this bar that I was working at, and I worked there for like a week before it was like, no, this ain't gonna work. And I've talked about it before. I basically went in there. Originally, it was like, you're gonna be a consultant and fix this place up, and then it's like, then we're gonna try and talk you into working here, and not at a reasonable rate. But they would have like 10 things open, and it's a bar restaurant. You know, it's a bar kitchen. It's not doing huge numbers. It's like the same dude opened 10 different containers on the same night, sort of a thing. All right, we're gonna allow that to simmer for a bit, and we'll get to our spam. Spam time. Now, how do we want to do the spam? Oh yeah, isn't it? Like, that just screams, I want that now. Especially the pools of like fat, because this is obviously the top side before when it's cooked in the can. Anyways, boiling bechamel. Turn that down a bit. Yeah, that's down nice and low now. Okay. That's what I was just at. I was just about to start cutting it, and I was like, how do I want to cut it for the pasta? I'm sort of tempted to cut it the same way I did with the tots, just nice and thin, like almost like pasta strands in there. I'm sure the sauce will be thick enough that it'll hold them together enough. But then again, cubes is probably a little more traditional. I'm not going to sear them like I did the other night. Which, by the way, I'm going to say that searing those on Friday night was not the best plan. I liked them seared. They turned out lovely like that. But when it came to putting them back into the beans, they just lost all of that. And I don't think it added enough that the extra step was required. Yeah, I'm sort of thinking spam ribbons. We have a protest to spam ribbons in chat with the pasta. In either case, that's getting sliced there. And yeah, let's do our candy bar slices. And we'll do the rest in the pasta. Spam ribbons it is. give me a bit more problem slicing tonight for some reason. That was a nice slice there. That wasn't. Now you got me actually wondering what it is. Cavite, no. One thing I will say from my dictionary here is I don't think I've seen many repeats. Telenovela. Hi, Bun Buns. Welcome in. So we got our bechamel going here on the stove. And this is just cooking that flour flavor out. Added a bunch of Italian herbs and garlic and onion and all that good stuff. Took me a moment to realize that was the bot saying a dad joke, and it wasn't like saying some sort of like time-related thing. I had to stop and read it. Snow? Yeah, I don't like that stuff. It was a bad word in my house growing up. And then chat, before you showed up here, Bun Buns, chat made the decision that we should be going with ribboned spam for with our mac and cheese, or whether our cavatappi and cheese. And then we got candy bars. Alright, so we got our candy bars here. Next step is going to be candying our pecans, which we're going to do in a pan. The quick way, not the... I've got a lot of nuts to candy, so I'm going to do it on a pan. Or do it on a sheet pan. We need some brown sugar. We need a little vanilla. A little cayenne. Doing the exact same thing I was doing with the sauce over here. We're going to add a pinch of cayenne into this instead of some sort of acid. And a little bit of heat, the ever so tiny bit of heat, will do much the same. I agree, spicy chocolate is yummy. We got our brown sugar in there. Let's add a bit of vanilla. Pan is not on, there's not a flame underneath that. I would not suggest adding vanilla to an open flame. We'll hit a cayenne, like I said. Ooh, that was more than I wanted. Oh yeah, there's a fair number of, I would say even, you know, in the fancy chocolate bars that you see in some of the stores, they've got some spicy ones out there these days. Add just a hint of water. Even less than I've got in there. And yeah, we'll skip that. And then I'm gonna do a little garam masala. Instead of, say, nutmeg or cinnamon or clove. Or add all of them at the same time. Alright, gonna turn the heat on this now. What is that? This is brown sugar, vanilla, little bit of water, garam masala, and a little bit of cayenne. And that is going to be our coating for the outside of our handful of pecans. It's going to be actually too much coating even for the handful of pecans I've got, but I didn't know how I was going to do a smaller amount of this. Garam masala, warming spice. It's an Indian spice. I've had an ingredient challenge before. It's essentially I forget what the exact mix is, but it's a number of the wintry, pumpkin-y spices, and I think it's got black pepper in there as well. Let's see. Coriander, black pepper, cumin, cardamom, and cinnamon. So not exactly that. We got cumin in there, which is not... but warm. The warm spices. Alright, turning the heat off on this at the moment. Well, actually taking this off the heat for a moment. Then turning the heat off of it. And I need a place for these pecans to go after they're done getting coated so that they cool. And so this is just a place for them to cool down. And I'm going to make sure that they're separated so that I don't get any clumps, which I don't want them for this. Like normally I love clumps if I was doing these for snacking. Clumps are amazing. But for putting individually candied nuts on candy bars, I don't want clumps. And so, there we go. We got that still cooling down, but you can see it's got some thickness to it. So I think we got that cooked enough that it's going to coat well. Am I going to candy the Spam also? No. The Spam I am going to coat in chocolate after searing. Alright, so we've gotten enough cooking on this now that we can add our cheese in here now. So we're gonna switch over from doing candy stuff for a moment and go back to doing the bechamel a little bit. Turn the heat off on that for the moment. This block of cheese is making me realize I need to inspect my blocks of cheese closer when I buy them, because this is very obviously an end piece. I've been too trusting of my reputable food names lately. Clover's let me down a couple of times lately, and yeah. Not that I think they were horrible ones, but the options for getting hold of them at the same time, like, I don't know, maybe that's disappeared in companies now? But I remember just a couple of years ago contacting Frito-Lay and them, like, sending me a handful of, like, here, have the world for free coupons. Meanwhile, Clover's got this answer dictionary for us to even hear what you have to say. This is cheddar, Bun Buns. Sorry, I missed that until the question mark at the end. And then American, which the American's already pre-sliced for me. Meh. We're definitely into... It hasn't been raining, but... It's been chilly. It hasn't been quite freezing, but we're doing the maybe 60s to 40, couple degrees under 40. Not really frost territory. Thank you for that sub. Appreciate that. Prime sub too. Like, I can't even slice this, it's so sticky. Let's put it this way, I haven't quite put the heavy sheets on the bed yet. Or the comforter, or whatever you want to call it. We're still under just the knit layer. Alright, turning the heat back on the bechamel, and we're going to add in all of this cheese. In fact, I'm going to pull it over here to do that. Alright, so that's obviously hardened. So I think we got that cooked well enough. Now the question is do we put the pecans on top and coat them in the chocolate along with it? Or do we put them on top? I'm sort of thinking we coat the whole thing with chocolate. I think that's going to be the plan. You just want to eat the cheese? Sorry, bonbons. Okay, that's all nicely melting. I want to turn that down even lower so that it's barely got a flame underneath it. Just going to keep it from seizing up on me. And searing our bars. Alright, off to the side here of this lovely cheese sauce, I'm going to be searing some Spam. Got a nice big flame going here. Ah! And that just got cheese everywhere. Lovely. Seems like it mostly got the floor. You made some amazing soup. What'd you make last night? Sweet potato, tomato, rice, and radish with beef bouillon. You did say that you were talking about eating some sweet potato. What'd you think? I'm thinking the tomato, rice, radishes, and beef bouillon go great together. I'm a little like sweet potato? Do have some nice sizzling going on over here now. And I'm searing them slow and low because I want to get a nice color on them. I mean, it's already a cooked product. It's not like I need to cook this to make it edible. It's edible right now. On par with hot dog meat. They have a different flavor, but in the same ballpark. They're not what I think of when I think of wanting to go towards anything quality. At the same time, I'm not going to say that I never eat it. Or are you asking how I like to eat Spam, which is, I don't really have any standard recipes that I use with Spam. But it's not that it can't be thrown in all sorts of things at the same time. It's not like, oh, I have Spam with eggs every time I have them. Or I just don't. I'm not going to sit here and say I hate Spam. I don't like Spam. I just don't eat it a lot. Oh yeah, those are looking gorgeous. You almost can't tell in the camera with the light there. Well, that's just Spam and sushi rice. I mean, if you want to, you can form it into a cutesy triangle. I am going to take a stab at it and think that the original recipe probably had these sliced in half. I think that'd be closer to almost a fun size. It'll be like a double fun size in length. Heat off on the pan now. It's starting to smoke considerably, but just me making sure we got everything good. Ooh, that's got some good color to it now. Almost makes me want to throw this one back in there. Yeah, I think I will. The Cosmic, if you've had hot dogs before, it's very similar. It's a little bit rougher grinded, so you do have a bit more texture there than a hot dog. And this is a little bit more hammy than it is hot doggy, but both are pork products typically. Even the all beef hot dogs, like some of them 100% all beef, they're all beef, but the cheapos, yeah, they're not all beef. Hey Fenris, welcome in. How you doing this evening? Alright, so I'm gonna take these three out now. It's Spam, so I'm not going to salt it. I do hope you can see the considerable difference in here if you compare our seared So close, Will Poker. So close. You've been hoping for a couple of nights here for... You have something lined up, don't you? We'll leave it a secret. Alright, chocolate time. Which means... Yeah, we're going to use the microwave for this. I'm not going to do the double boiler thingy. That's going to be too small. Yep, I guess we're going with that. Just trying to think of things that I got that are bowls that I've got that are microwave safe that are going to handle this well. Like, this should be enough to coat. Let's keep this as two separate things just in case. Give it its longest cook as its initial. I am doing quite well tonight, Fenris. Had a great day. First cook was 20 seconds. This one's going to be 10. And I'm only going to do 5 from here on out because the risk of actually burning these, they're so small. You can already see some of them are shiny and they're obviously sticking to the bowl a little bit, but chocolate loves to keep its shape. So these are going to look for like chocolate chips until they're essentially liquid. I'm doing another 10. And when you consider Not a fan of a double boiler just because of the small amount that I'm using. Microwave is more effective in both cases typically. It just is a little bit more hassle of going back in and out. And the reason I'm only doing like 5 seconds at a time here now isn't because of the chips. It's because of all this stuff on the outside. If we burn that, that's just going to add that burnt flavor into everything else. And so we got to go in really small increments. You can consider that it gets easier also because we're essentially heating the bowl as well. So as the bowl gets warmer, the more it retains heat and the more it helps to melt the chocolate. I don't know if it's still out there. He may have taken it off, but Jacques, Mr. Chocolate in New York, Mr. New York Chocolate in my mind, had a great video on YouTube about tempering chocolate in a microwave. He'd never want you to think of him as a New Yorker, I don't think, though. Hey, Trigger, welcome in. Evangeline in here, too. The whole gang's here. Uh-oh. Though at this point, I'm sort of wondering if doing a water bath would have been quicker. Thank you for that resub. 10 months in a row. I am well. I hope all of you are too. I hope. I hope. Just gets a little bit looser, a little bit softer every time we do this. I know it's a little frustrating. You just want to have it cooked and soft. You can't speed it up. Did I add anything to it? No, this is just straight semi-sweet chocolate that I am giving small doses of microwave radiation to. I'm cooking it with 5G. Finally, we're at a easy to stir. It's not hurting my hand to try and pull this off of the bowl temp here, though it's going to quickly cool again. That's sort of the trick to what I'm doing here for this tonight, is we're not really bringing it proper temp. We're just warming it. Okay. Yeah. So now we're gonna coat. And I'm just gonna get my hands dirty. And I should have had parchment ready. I was gonna put the pecans underneath this. That's obviously not happening now. My hand's got some chocolate on it. Yeah, jokes galore tonight. All right, and before these completely gel up, we'll take our candied nuts, break them off, and add them in. Candied pecans. We'll just set these over here, like you don't notice them anymore. So we'll let those cool down and hopefully solidify up back up again. You can see over here, we got some solidification going on here. So we'll see. We can hope. We can hope. All right, I left the heat on this. Let's hope that it's not stuck to the bottom. It's not. Spam fat, gonna be amazing for some eggs or something like that. I'll just leave that in the pan for the moment. And then we need to cook our pasta. And I am going to do the relatively dry cook method for this. Add in our pound of pasta. And then we're going to add 1.2 pounds. Where's my other? There's my measure. 1.2 pounds of water. Precisely measured. So cold pasta, cold water, lid, and heat. Okay, why don't we add a little salt too? We want this to taste like something, don't we? This is looking promising to me, the fact that this is, yeah, and it actually separates from the parchment. That is promising. I'm just hopeful that it's not a soft solidification where it's like moldable. I'm not keeping it over time, so it's not like I'm worried about it getting a bloom to it, which is the real problem with it, but I think we can put the rest of this chocolate away. I have more than enough here. I think I have more in the bowl still than I have on the Spam, although I do have a pretty heavy coat on all of them. So it'd be heavy. It's a heavier coat that I have on those than you'll find in any candy bar in the store. But that's mostly because I don't have a fancy enrober that can do that perfect sheet of chocolate that looks amazing on every video that every candy shop ever makes. Yeah, I think that's done for it. Why are you doing this? Silly OBS. So we're heating up our pasta now. We're bringing that to a boil. That's what we're chilling out here waiting for. We already got some steam building in there. You can see it's not exactly clear anymore. And we'll wait for that to get to a boil until the point that essentially we get some bubbles, like a full-on roar boil. We want the bubbles like touching the lid on the inside. In the mac? No, I'm putting this in the mac. The ribboned Spam. So we're gonna have threads of Spam in our pasta and cheese. Well, I agree, that's probably true. They want some chicken nuggies, though. I made spam nuggets on Friday. They just didn't have chicken. They were potato. That was when I actually posted in the Discord that I wasn't going to do Will Poker. There was a recipe I came across for a spam cheesecake, but it was more an appetizer. It was more like a fancy cheese ball. Like, I refused to make that as a dinner. That's actually a dish that I sort of wanted to do in a fine dining restaurant at some point, but never got into the situation where it was going to happen. But I didn't want to do it, obviously, with spam. I wanted to do like some fancy cheesecake with, actually I wanted to do a combination of fancy cheesecake and ice cream butter. Look at that thickness. Look at how thick that cheese sauce is. That deliciousness. Lots of smoked cream cheese. Good stuff. That's when you got to be funky about what you smoke it with, though, because you have the cream cheese. It's got that nice sharp tang to it, and I can see some of the smokes. Not other ones. I think, yeah. Like, I wouldn't even know what wood smokes to say would be good and one would be bad. I just know that there's some smokes that I've had that I just don't think would play. Smoking is not a food area that I'm very knowledgeable about. And especially now with everything coming out, like, I'm gonna tend to go towards the traditional, but at the same time, we now have like these, beautiful grills that are pellet fed that can control temperature so much better than anything in the past. We're getting there on our pasta. Almost time to turn off the heat on that. You can see how much that's foaming, how much that's bubbling and boiling. That's how fast we want that. Okay, touching the top, turning that off. And we're gonna let that sit there for about 10 minutes to absorb all of the moisture in the air as well as in the pan. You don't want to let that lid off of. Some people do this without a lid entirely, but I think the lid helps. Can't quite pull the chocolate out of there yet. Think of the possibilities. Was that some ad you're eating? That had to be someone's slogan in the past. $58. You mean Heinz 57? Oh, sub count. That's my current all-time. At least here on Twitch. Well, I couldn't have subs on Mixer. So, but... What? What? You're amazing, Will Poker. Are you kidding me? I'll change it. I gotta log into the stream elements. I'm not gonna change it right now. I will change it before the next stream, Will Poker. I have to go and log in and all that stuff, and I don't want to do that while I'm on stream. I was hoping it was just gonna open up for me. Thank you so much. That's amazing. Thank you. Yes, welcome everyone. If you're in chat and got some emotes, please help Will, thank you. I forgot when I finished heating the pasta, so I don't know how close we're to 10 minutes here. I think I'm gonna switch to a spatula here. Which is going to work much better with adding our pasta in there, but I'm going to add the Spam to the pasta before I add the pasta to the sauce. And it's because I wanted to break up the ribbons before I added the sauce in there. I was worried adding the sauce was going to start cooking proteins. Proteins like to stick when they're cooked. And so I thought they would stick a little less with just the pasta here. now that we got those mixed together, I'm gonna leave all that sauce in there. We're gonna add this in there. Give that just a couple of moments and that's gonna pull together nicely, I hope. I still have this little bit of parm. I'm gonna throw all that in there. Sort of feel like I should have just left like a pinch of Spam that wasn't coated in cheese as like a garnish. Like to the point I'm almost tempted to open another can to do it, but it's gonna be a minute, so no, that ain't gonna happen. A little pinch of salt on top. And I think since I'm not going to open another can of Spam just for this, I'm going to do a little more oregano just over the top. These haven't quite solidified for me, so I don't know that these are going to temper properly, but I still think they're going to be delicious. And so I'm going to try one of these on stream. Going in deep. If you like savory sweet, that's pretty damn good. If you're one of those like this is hitting a lot of those same bacon and chocolate notes. This is quite tasty. I endorse this. Especially if you properly temper the chocolate. The sear. I haven't taken photos yet, but do I need to take photos of all three? No, I'm gonna wait until these cool down completely and hopefully turn to the same dull chocolate color. I'll take photos of these off stream after. Let them hang out. Let's take some photos of this deliciousness though. Nice. So there we have our mac and cheese with Spam, or cavatappi with Spam. Cavatappi. I don't know how to properly pronounce that. It's got 2 P's. I held up 2 fingers like you could see my 2 fingers when I was saying it's got 2 P's. But thank you so much, Will Poker, for those gifted subs one last time. Why am I logged out on Twitch now too? What? Give me a moment here. I don't know who's out there in the world of streaming. I think I'm going to leave it there, folks. Appreciate all of you for joining in with me tonight. Gonna be back here on Tuesday. Gonna be doing more in the last night of our spam foods. Gonna be doing a spam melt. And gonna be doing spam fritters, like fried New Orleans style fritters, but with spam. So I hope everyone has a great evening. I hope to see you back soon. Got durian probably as our ingredient challenge unless we get a whole bunch of voters to the other one. So I hope to see you back soon. Good night, everyone.